So I'm assuming you were recording that.
I've been recording since Seinfeld Baby Back.
That's very good. So, let's change gears. Bradley, I've been grading your paper. I'm still grading it right now. And I see lots of good stuff.
Sexy roleplay, I like it.
Yeah, it's very sexy roleplay. No, I mean it's not roleplay. This paper you've just given me a little bit ago. I've been grading it, trying to look it over for you. You know, just
there's no writing on it. It's a pretty nice paper.
No, there's writing on it. Oh. Good job, Jared. You tried. Right off the bat, I noticed you got some really good periods and commas on here. Just nice punctuation all around. Punctuation marks. You've chosen a very rough paper to print your essay on that I would call abrasive to the touch, which is...
I don't think you can criticize classic 2-ply. I'm very sorry.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's bad. It's an amazing artistic choice on your part. I like it a lot. Now, I see up in the corner you've written sewer canister. What is that?
I was sort of envisioning, like, you know those, like, tin cans you can, like... There's a machine you use to get, like, the top off the tin can.
So a can.
Yeah, a can. So it's a can is what it is. And it's a can that's full of things you might find in a sewer. But it's like a collectible edition. So you're like, oh, rat.
Okay, well...
So, like, I won this, like, I got a rat instead of just shit.
Yeah, but that really did not come through in your paper. It didn't really even connect to the theme in any way.
That was for me. I didn't really...
Okay, well, I am going to have to mark you down for that one. I'm sorry. But other than that, the rest of the paper is pretty good. I give it a solid B-, with the 20-point mark down for sewer canister.
Okay.
And the fact that you did not put your name on it, which is, like, that's...
Well, that's because it's not mine.
And then I'm going to have to actually give you another 5-point deduction.
Yeah, you should get a 7-point non-deduction because of academic honesty.
You have graded the wrong paper. That is, in fact, your own, Mr. Kinsella.
See? He's being academically honest. You have to reward that.
Then why did you write sewer canister on it?
Because I like to troll people.
Oh, dude, epic troll.
I'm an epic troll.
You guys, you know what I think?
It's a big social experiment.
I think epic trolling is a good idea.
Jared, they can't see jazz hands.
Yeah, they can't see jazz hands. Jared actually responds to everything with jazz hands. It's very funny.
It's not jazz hands.
So throughout the episode, just every time every time anyone but Jared says anything, and even while Jared's talking, just the whole time imagine Jared's doing jazz hands.
It's not jazz hands, it's called sparkling. Some people think that clapping is demeaning to people without hands. This is a literal thing. So you sparkle, stuff you like, and you darkle, stuff you dislike. So
Jared is jazz hands facing up for sparkle,
jazz hands
and then you flip your hands upside down.
But it's like you waggle your fingers up into jazz hands, and then you like flip them down in a knot. But
that's what they did in the Roman Colosseum when they were deciding whether or not someone was going to die. Like the emperor would sparkle or darkle.
No, please! Not darkle!
Not the darkle!
Well, actually, the thing is, Roman historians don't know whether sparkling or darkling led to death. Is it he thinks you're so good you should die, sparkle, you'll die, or he thinks you're so bad you should die, darkle?
It's an excellent point. I would also like to say that you cannot waggle your fingers if you do not have hands. This is also still bad for people without hands.
I don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing: people without hands can't see it.
Jared, ask me the question.
The question?
Yeah, the question.
Do you have hands?
No. The question about hands.
Would you eat your hands?
What is the sound of one hand clapping?
Ow!
It works better if the person who asks gets hit in the head, but
that's pretty good. So, I'll go back and I'll edit in. Jared, can we get a clean cut of you saying what is the sound of one hand clapping? And I'll just go back and edit it in.
What is the sound of one hand clapping?
Louder for the microphone.
What is the sound of one hand clapping?
Why do you sound afraid?
Can I hit you? Come over.
No, you sound afraid because Brad's gonna murder you. So yeah, Good Idea is a brain trust your brain can trust. It is a comedy podcast where we find creative, sparkling ideas for your real life darkles. I'm Aiden Kinsella.
Bradley Berklich.
I'm Jared Rose.
And this is Good Idea. There we go. We got it together on that one. I'm really looking forward to how I'm not going to have to edit those together for the first time in a long time. We're all together in one room, which is really nice. Nice to see my boys again.
This is my basement.
Bradley, you're a working man now.
I'm a working man now. I put in 2 shifts at Gerhardt's, which is our local pastry shop, because it was a mutually beneficial trade between me and the owner, because I don't have any money and the owner needs people to box pies. So that's what I did. all day.
How's the owner paying you?
The owner's paying me $9 an hour under the counter.
So they're giving you goods and/or services.
And/or services.
Well,
and
Bradley
is
giving them services.
And/or goods.
And I also got free donuts that were a day old. And my father got to use the employee discount because he bought a pie.
What's cool,
or
Bradley,
two.
is donuts cost almost nothing to purchase with your $9 an hour.
That's a good point. I do have almost in excess of nearly $100 now. So,
Whoa.
I know.
Big man.
you want to do me a favor? Go to that fridge and open it up.
Okay, I'm going to go to that fridge and open it up. Yo,
Wait,
this
Aiden,
seems off topic.
can you do me a favor and go to that fridge and close it?
Well, it's closed right now, Jared. so
Open it
I'll
up
close
first
in a
and
minute,
then
I'll close it.
You see that fucking bag?
Yeah.
I did that.
Bradley did that bag. There's a bag in there, and Bradley did it, you guys. He packed that bag all by himself.
Those pies, I boxed those. I put those in a bag. I slapped my father's name on them.
Jared,
I'm
as
a
you
working
can
man
see,
now.
I did close the door.
All right, thank
Bradley's
you.
a working man now, you guys.
Aiden,
Yes,
I
Jared.
have to
thank you
buy
for
from the
closing
company store. So I'm back there and I'm just singing. I'm just singing my working songs. 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. And so that's what I'm singing that. And then I was asked to stop doing that because it apparently scared the customers away.
I would think now.
But I'm a working man now.
The Gerhard's campus, you get free pudding. No, there's
nothing.
no free pudding.
No, nothing.
What about the sleep pods, the napping pods?
That is Google.
That's called a sleeping pill.
Bradley,
They do both start with G, but that is Google.
No, but see, Bradley.
No, like
In
wait, you're
improv-
not working on like the search engine for Gerhardt's, right?
No,
Their algorithm.
It's just they ask me where the pies are, and I just tell them,
Bradley-
"Here is your orders, sir." That's the search engine.
Bradley
It's
walks
called
around wearing
Brad.
He walks around wearing a name tag. It says "Ask Jeeves." Like a butler costume.
Is your name Jeeves? I'm like, no. It says on my name tag, my name is Ask Jeeves, sir.
So you have to ask Jeeves. But also, I think this is just a product I want. Like, if someone could send this to me, it's great. It's like a butler who always has Google open on like an iPad, and his name is Jeeves. So instead of Googling something yourself, you ask Jeeves. Jeeves will Google it, and then Jeeves responds.
Jared,
What?
you're an asshole. No,
But
Bradley.
like, ask Jeeves though.
Bradley, I want to talk more about your butler costume. Since in improv, instead of denying my reality about Gerhard's having a campus, you should have yes-anded it. I'm in an improv class, I would know. Brad, that makes me sound really cool. I know, right? Look at all you got. They're looking at me with
Yes, but I
reverence. 'Cause I'm in
sacrificed
an improv
future
class.
improv bits for the funny thing I said, which was that is just Google.
Yeah, no.
So
Well, that was
that's
the funny thing you said,
So
but the
vote
bit
now.
was, of course,
Which was
obviously
funnier?
that it was just Google. So what you could have done instead was played with me in that space.
But which is funnier?
But
well,
I think
let's let the listeners
let's run
decide.
it back.
Okay.
Let's try again and let's see what happens.
Okay.
So Bradley, what's the Gerhard's campus like? Do you get free pudding?
Free pudding pops.
Free pudding pops?
No.
No. How are the
Jello?
napping pods?
Oh, the napping pods are they're very good. I do spend all my time computing the programs.
Okay.
I switch that, reverse it. Strike
Programmers,
that,
computers.
reverse it. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Programming and computers.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, what sort of programs are you doing for the pastry shop?
I'm doing malicious ads, so sort of ads that you look up and they're just bad.
Fuck you, eat a pie!
So it's
Is it ads for other companies that are bad? Like,
No,
there's the Einstein's, which has like the pastries and the bagels a couple doors down.
It's kind of like you're ever like on a website and it's like a totally innocuous website, but like somewhere in the far corner is just like fuck hot chicks, and you're like why is that? Like that's
Well,
the
no,
kinda
my
ad-
response is actually usually don't mind if I do, and then
You know,
Does that
like,
work? Does
so I
that work?
type that
I've
into
never
the
done that
search bar.
before.
I'll tell you. No, it doesn't. It does not. I did get robbed 3 times.
Oh, excellent!
Oh, wow.
I've been looking forward to that.
I also been looking for.
I'm one of those people that gets turned on by women taking my. I heard this is a.
I get turned on by women too.
taking my money.
Oh, that's definitely.
I definitely get turned on by women
There's
taking
a-
Bradley's money.
There's a thing for everything, and having women steal from Bradley is my number one kink.
Yeah, just watching
All right, let's
Bradley's
stop.
100.
Let's take a stop. Hey, Jared, which one of those was funnier?
Well, you see, I have my own opinion, which I'm gonna write on this little this little note here.
And you're going to turn it into a box that we can open at the end, and it'll be anonymous, so we won't know who put it in there. So, Jared, don't write your name on it.
I want to just be Jared. Oh.
But here's the thing. I say the viewers should totally decide, even though they're not viewing.
All right, so we're going to give you Jared's phone number, and you can just text him.
Jared's phone number is 224-436-8123.
So just text Jared whether or not you thought that bit was funny, and he'll relay that information to us. Or not whether or not, which one was funnier. So, Bradley, you have been working at Gerhard's.
Yes.
I have a question about your Ask Jeeves Butler costume, now that we've played in that space. And the audience has determined that...
We want you to play around with us in your sexy butler costume.
I would think they would use, a sexy butler costume because those are cheaper. The tearaway sexy butler costume is cheaper than
It is actually just an apron. That was my uniform. I'm like, I rolled up and I was like, yo, I need an apron. And she's like, you do need an apron. I'm like, okay, can I get my apron? She's like,
no, just
take
the
off.
apron.
It's like just the apron. So it's like... And the fun thing about aprons is that they're all tearaway.
Your name tag says Ask Skeeves.
And it's right through my chest.
Oh!
Because it's an apron.
And it really sends that message that you love to get pierced.
Love to get pierced.
I feel like if my name was Pierce, I would use that as a pickup line all the time.
Oh, it would be really good if you were trying to pick up people who are going to pierce you.
No, it's like, hey, you want to get pierced?
Hey,
my
I'm
name
Pierce.
is Pierce.
My last name.
I just pierced this girl last
Brosnan.
night. Guys, I'm Pierce Brosnan. Just pierced a couple chicks earlier today.
You know what was really funny? My dad came to pick up his order. My dad, he was like talking to me in the car. He was like, yo, what's up, man? I ordered pies.
It's fun how your dad has like such a
and a cake.
street.
And I was like, Dad, okay.
I think Dad's street lingo
so
has
I
always
went-
really impressed me when he drives around in his Corvette and picks up women with his, hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? You're looking to get pierced tonight?
Not a Corvette. It's a BMW.
Did I say Corvette?
Yeah.
Well, I meant...
Corvette.
What's the one with... No, but what's the one where it's...
Convertible.
Convertible. Did I say Corvette? I meant
Yeah.
convertible. Basically the same thing. Continue.
We bought my grandmother's car. But my dad didn't know his own order. Mm-hmm. So he's like, yo, I ordered this. I'm like, no, you didn't. That bit was not quite as funny as I thought it was.
No.
But you kind of get it. Ooh, we have a visitor into the man cave. It's my mother. My father.
Hello.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
Mr. Berklich.
Hi, guys.
Come into the room. Say hello.
Yeah, but come on.
Oh, but I have to go.
Yeah, but just come
Yeah,
on.
but like we
How you
do the
doing?
bowl.
How's
It's
it
nice.
doing? Dad is preparing for Thanksgiving. We have a turkey in the garage. Sit in the bowl. Brined.
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
The turkey in the ominous glass of liquid that was extremely large.
it's being brined with spices and other.
What did Mr. Rao do one year to a turkey? Or, I guess, a quail.
A quail.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did a deep fried turkey.
Yeah, but it was the
He
quail.
fucked a deep fried turkey?
No. It was a quail, and it was frozen completely, and there was also a deep fryer involved.
Wait, a frozen deep fried quail?
You can deep fry frozen stuff. That's how they make those mac and cheese.
I remember that incident. Why did it blow
I
up or something?
believe it blew up the deep fryer.
I don't remember.
I think he chucked a full frozen quail into a deep fryer, and it exploded.
I don't.
Kind of like when Bradley exploded a microwave by trying to clone an action figure with tinfoil and sugar.
I don't know anything
Did that
about
work?
It did explode the microwave, yes, successfully.
No, but did the thing get cloned?
No.
Mr. Berklich, can we shift gears a little bit? Because I have some questions I want to ask, and I feel like Mr. Berklich might be an expert
Okay.
on the topic. So before we get to any actual prompts, because I think it seems like when we're all together in one place, we're more want to just have irreverent discussion, which is always fun. So I've started dating someone recently. She's a vegan, and it has brought to my attention this question. That sounds like a bit. It's not a bit. Huh?
You gotta divorce your girlfriend.
Okay, well, it's not. We're not
Get a
wed,
lawyer
we're
and a
not
prenup.
locked in holy matrimony. So there was no divorce that would be involved. But the thing is, I respect the veganism. But what I don't understand
It's veganism.
is we take turns paying for things. And I ordered chicken wings once, and she paid for my chicken wings. Can a vegan pay for chicken wings? Is that legal?
No, it's against
Does that break
Third Amendment.
the vegan contract?
What is the purpose? Why is she not eat meat?
It's like an animal rights thing or whatever.
Does she buy leather chairs?
Well, it seems
I shouldn't
that
say
would
or
be-
whatever. I mean, it's an animal rights
But that would be mildly inconsistent. Whereas if she just didn't eat those things because she just didn't think it was good for her, didn't want to eat them, it would be more consistent. Which is like, you go ahead, I don't want them because I don't. Versus meat is murder, right?
Well, I think I mean, if she buy like fur coat, like
Has she bought a fur coat?
I don't know. I have not seen her in a fur coat.
you should buy her a fur coat.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
She wear leather shoes.
Not that I'm aware
Does
of.
she own a belt?
This is a good question. See, that was actually I actually have a number of these questions. My next one was, can a vegan wear a wool
Does she
sweater?
have a crop or a
No,
whip
it's
that
an
has
animal
leather?
product.
Well, it's an animal product, but it's good for the sheep to shear their wool.
But it doesn't say.
But the rule is that you can't use animal products, right?
Yeah, the
No,
rule
no,
doesn't
it's you. No, that's veganism.
This is vegan. She's
She's
not
a
a
vegan.
Oh,
vegetarian.
she is vegan.
Yeah.
She's vegan.
Oh,
Yeah, the rule
Nice
doesn't say
leather
you can't
jacket
use.
there, Jared.
Oh, thank you. I'm definitely always been supportive of veganism, and that I've acted antithetical to the vegan philosophy
Would this-
in every action of my life.
now the listeners know
But I
Jared
mean,
is recording his podcast
Everybody's
in a leather jacket.
Everybody but me is sitting on leather furniture too. I guess we don't really.
Well, I'm sitting on leather furniture regardless. So if I give you my jacket, then everyone can be ensconced
It's
in
a
leather.
nice jacket.
Are you a
Thank you.
vegan,
I'm a
Mr.
bit cold
Berklich?
on
Because
that.
you're not. You have chosen not to sit on the leather, which I think is an interesting choice.
Well, I was just bringing this bowl down that I had made the stuffing.
It's a big.
That's a large.
I have another question. I have a lot of these, and I'm just sort of like waiting until there's a
go
lull.
pick Theo up.
I have another question. You're welcome to go whenever you need to go.
One more.
I just want to ask, if I'm a vegan, right, and I come across a carnivorous animal or a human being that does eat other animals, am I within my rights to kill and eat that carnivorous thing? So like in the long run, less things are eaten.
No.
Yeah, no, your principle.
Well,
it's you
is
just
it-
don't do it.
Do the ends justify the means, though?
But this is a deontological philosophy, right? It doesn't care about the
That's
end.
he's saying you're wrong in thinking that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying I think that. I'm posing the
Emmanuel
question.
Kant-
It makes no sense.
Oh.
It makes no
I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm gonna say a philosopher's name confidently.
Well, Emmanuel Kant would actually say that was wrong.
But-
so this is
Would he?
Yeah.
Now why?
He just would think you were.
He just
correct.
thinks you're an idiot. He knows you, and he's like, nah.
I spoke
not
to-
getting involved.
I don't know, you guys. Sounds like a real
It
con.
makes no sense either, because really, creatures have been eating other creatures on this planet for an extraordinarily long period of time. And so the idea that this is some moral quandary really makes no sense, because morality is really amongst a certain group of people to manage their own activity between each other. Once you get outside...
Yes, it's morally relative. Moral relativism is
Well,
huge.
no, I'm saying that morality really doesn't make sense outside the bounds of any social group.
Yeah, that's
or
what moral
species.
relativism is.
Well, I don't. There's relativism at all. I think it does. It's undefined, right? Once you get outside of that group, that cooperative
And
group.
that is why this.
That is why I'm eating hamburgers and hot dogs and turkey, and it doesn't bother me, right?
I mean, I'm not a big turkey guy, but hamburgers and hot dogs
This
sounds great.
episode is destroyed. Mr. Berklich destroys vegans.
No, but
Mr.
it's-
Berklich destroys vegans.
it's
in
also-
an anti-feminist argument.
It's also why all is fair in love and war, because once you get outside of nations, international law is not even yet still binding completely, and you're free to fight one war against the other. There's a concept of jus and bello, which is justice in war, but really it's kind of make-believe, because really once the big guy wants to go after somebody, if he's got guns and missiles, they do, and you just have to try to keep your head out of the way, line of fire, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're a larger big guy, in which case you should be firing first and harder.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you there, but
This
really...
is true, though, Dad. You are correct.
Yeah, well, anyway, so I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you guys. We bought some ice cream drumsticks and some other items upstairs. I'll pick up Theo as well. Don't eat them all. And then I bought him some flaming hot Cheetos, which I'll ask you to not devour in front of
I've been practicing abstinence from flaming hot Cheetos until
Yeah,
marriage.
no,
Really?
not on my Christian Minecraft server.
I know. Now I'm ruining it.
God bless.
I'm released.
Yes, you're
Yes,
right. Thank
yes.
you for answering my stupid vegan questions.
It's just the view according to me.
Oh no, they were dumb questions. They were all pointless questions.
I don't know. I feel like they really help me learn about the world.
Oh yeah, I have more, but they get like gross. So
Okay, no,
we're not gonna do them. I'm just
This
saying,
is
like,
this is a safe for work podcast. If by safe for work we
No,
mean
but
you're
they-
going to waste your time at work.
You could not play this out loud at your workplace. I would not do that.
it
I've
depends
worked
on what
at
you. It
least
depends where you work.
2 places, and I would not have doing it either.
I mean, I would get weird looks, but if I was still doing my job properly, I feel like it wouldn't matter, right? I do have some things to talk about, which is a whole new economic market that's going to be opened up, right? Like, guys, Prepare to open your world. Open your mind.
Do you actually have a new economic market? Is this something we can capitalize on?
Open your mind, open your legs, open everything up.
Is it time for a segment?
It's time for a segment.
Can we hear a theme song, Jared?
We can hear a theme song. Gloria Deo, Gloria Deo, Gloria Deo, Gloria Deo, Gloria Deo, Deo, Hallelujah, Gloria Deo, Deo, Hallelujah.
We've definitely done this song like on the show.
No, we haven't.
before.
We haven't
No.
because we've never had enough people.
It's the economics bit.
You try,
Yes.
try again. Welcome to It's the Economy Stupid with Aiden Kinsella, Bradley Berklich, and Jared Rose. This week on It's the Economy Stupid, the second part of this recurring segment on our show now, we're going to discuss the economy.
Yes, now I need you all to open your minds and your legs for this new idea. It's really big. Okay, thank you, Aiden.
You're welcome.
So, here's the thing, right? So, everyone knows about, like, illegal organ markets, right? Like, if you really, really need an organ, you can, like, sell, and, like, you can sell them. Like, shady people will sell organs, like, take them to people. But, like, I want to expand this, right? Because, like, the financial the world has a bunch of institutions meant to help people handle trade of, like, legal things, like, right? So, there's, like, bonds and futures and all this stuff. I want to expand these economic things, like stocks, bonds, futures, whatever, to organ markets. Because, like, yes, there's buying an organ from an illegal guy, but could you imagine being 3 kidneys in the hole in debt, right? It's like you sell, because you can live with 1 kidney. So you sell your first kidney for like some seed money in an investment, it goes bad.
Or you sell your semen for some seed money.
And the investment goes bad, and you're like in debt from the conventional sources.
Bradley.
So you sell your second kidney for collateral, right? And you're like, okay, now I'm definitely going to need money to buy some kidneys later on. So what do? You promise to give them a 3rd kidney. You go 3 kidneys in debt in order to get money to try and buy another kidney for you to survive. Imagine being several kidneys in debt. The possibilities. Like, imagine a world in which there is organ debt. Really.
I've been swept away into this reality. Now, Bradley, hold on. I think you should come play with us.
Come play with this reality. I want
I've
you to
been
engage
swept
in this
up in
space.
Jared's story. It was incredibly descriptive, and I feel very, like, immersed in it now.
No, imagine
Stupid,
Jared-
dumb world. It's like negative numbers. You can't give someone a kidney you don't have. It doesn't make any
like
sense.
that. But yes, you say that.
But Bradley,
you can.
what about with money? What about with...
In normal
I
economic
can't
markets,
give you $1 I don't have.
Yes, you can. It's
Watch me
called
do
debt.
Didn't.
What?
That is
Watch me do it. Didn't.
Bradley didn't do
Didn't
it.
do it.
But okay, but I actually can't. If I want to, I can go into debt to spend money I don't have.
Yes,
That's dumb and irresponsible.
yes, and I'm
That's
saying I
not
want
the
to take this
question.
responsibility that we already have in normal markets and expand it to much more important
And
things.
because it's irresponsible, I can't do it, thus nobody can do it. The 2008 financial crash didn't happen. Jared, your sweater vest is cool.
Thank you.
Point closed. My congressional debate has come to an
I
end.
think that's just a sweater.
Yeah, there's no vest portion of this.
You want to make it a vest?
Oh,
I can use a sleeve.
Please don't make my
Bradley,
sweater
do you need a
vest.
sleeve?
Also, Jared, there is a musical, oddly enough, kind of like this called Repo Man.
No, I think it's just
How
Repo.
like-
Oh,
This
is
is
it Repo Man? Reaper Man is a Terry Pratchett book. Repo is about buying organs on kind of like being in debt with organs, but also you just buy them and then if you can't pay for them, a Repo Man comes and takes them back.
But like they take it.
This
similar,
is like
right?
it is a similar idea, but I like this because it means there's a Repo Man for your organ, which means they come take it out of your body, which is horrifying.
This can be a part of my system too, but like
but not quite as horrifying as the debt.
Debt is really the
debt
scariest
is the worst
thing.
part of this entire thing. Like losing all your organs in a massive like. You were tricked into giving your money to a Nigerian prince, but it turns out he was Algerian, right? Like
Where the fuck is Algeria? Is that like near Switzerland?
Northern Africa,
What?
Algeria.
I thought that was Ethiopia.
Bradley, Albert Giria lives in northern Africa.
And he is a real person.
Are you?
If you are Albert Giria, please call us.
Do you have Algeria in a can?
No, he's
Prince Algeria?
Do you have
Anyway.
Prince Algeria in a can, Jared?
guys.
Jared, do you have Prince Algeria in a can? Bradley, do you have
Prince Aiden, do you have Prince Algeria? Don't do the fucking... What is this called? Don't darkle us. Do you have Prince Algeria in a can?
I sure do.
Oh, you should eat him before he goes bad.
The classic prank phone call.
Do you have Prince Algeria in a can?
Was it Prince Harry or
Prince Albert?
Prince Albert? I'm sorry. It's been...
Prince Harry is not a food product. He's a prince.
Bradley, I know. I knew the bit. Didn't I know the bit? I knew the bit. I just forgot the name of the prince.
Prince Harry. Yeah, but
Prince Albert was also a prince. He was married to Queen Victoria, and the Queen Victoria. He was married to Queen Victoria.
But Prince Albert correlates to a food.
Yes, I understand.
Commonly
I just
known.
fucked up. It's just been a long time, and that's not commonly known anymore. If you make that joke today, no one gets it. I only get it because I listened to a trillion podcasts.
Oh yeah, but is your refrigerator jogging?
My refrigerator is not jogging.
No, it's actually running just fine. Going at a pace slightly more than a brisk jog.
Hey, Bradley.
Dumb.
Hey, Bradley.
Yeah.
Does it smell like Updog in here?
Oh, what's up, dog?
Got him. Okay, we're doing a prompt. I'm done with this. I'm done with this free association conversational garbage.
We have a very special good idea man this episode, a very special guest. He's coming to us live from Arkansas, Nevada, Montana, Oklahoma.
Hello, it is me, Mr. Arkansas, Nevada. How are you?
Wow, you sound a lot like how I imagine Bill Clinton would sound.
You imagine how he sounds?
I've only seen his Arsenio.
Now, Jared, I smoked a weed once, but I did not in hell.
Where he just plays the guitar. What is the guy's name? Does anyone know the Arsenio something show? 1990s talk show?
Flying way over my head, Bradley.
Go back, if you know that number, from Jared earlier this episode, Jared's phone number, if you know that Arsenio show or whatever, text Jared.
Arsenio.
Text Jared. Now what? Why are you bringing up this special guest? Was that just a vamp while you pulled out the motherfucking list, Bradley?
It was, but also...
Well, I'm here now.
Here's our guest.
It's me, Arkansas, Nevada.
No, we have our guest, and his name is Jacob.
Jacob, you get down here this instant!
And his animal, his question...
His animal?
I'm having an aneurysm.
Are you sure it's not an animalism?
If animals could talk, which species would be the rudest?
Humans.
This is a good point. Humans can't talk, and they are very rude.
That's an ice cold.
New Yorkers.
New Yorkers.
Classic joke, you guys. Let's do a different. Let's think about this. If animals could talk, let's say humans out of the equation, because obviously humans.
Not animals.
I'm kind of thinking, the question is if animals could talk, which animal would be the rudest? But I feel like...
Which animal's the most rude via body language?
Monkeys.
They do sling their shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's defo monkeys.
Yes, gotta be monkeys.
Oh, guys.
Baboons just have their butts out all the time. Actually, most animals just walk around without clothes on. It's very rude.
What about pigeons? Or no, hold on. Geese. The worst animal ever to live. Geese are the worst things. They have no fear or care about humanity. They will just be around like, nah, nah. They don't give a fuck about humanity. They don't care, but they're loud as hell. So the loud as hell thing corresponds to them being rude. Like most animals.
They're disturbing the peace.
They're disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the geese.
Rude. No, I want them. I want those geese disturbed. I will pay you $1 for every gooseneck you send to our mailing address. Wrung out gooseneck.
You might be a gooseneck, Bradley.
We may be approaching this all wrong because rudeness and rude things are all relative to humans. So humans can be rude within their other species of rudeness, but being rude also requires that animals can be nice to each other, and that there is an opposite of that nice, which is mean. So if there are animals that are mean to each other,
those are the ones.
Then it's those animals.
So the whether or not they could talk, I think, is irrelevant.
Then it's
right?
ducks, because they fucking
geese are the worst.
Each other.
Oh, yeah, they do.
What?
Well, no, they do. Other animals do. So I would love to talk about the duck, the evolution of the duck vagina and penis. So as you probably know, the duck penis is a spiral not spiral. I mean, it's a spiral.
Corkscrew.
The duck penis is like a corkscrew penis.
It's great at frat parties.
The duck vagina is a corkscrew vagina. And so what happened was their penises and vaginas used to be not like that, but the male ducks would rape the female ducks, and so slowly the female ducks that would reproduce because they would survive and not die from these attacks. More often than not, or whatever, were ones that had slightly harder to access curved vaginas. So then the ducks with the dicks, the dick ducks, the duck dicks that were curved.
Isn't that an animal?
The dick duck?
The dick.
Okay, there we go.
Very close. Dig Dug Jared is a Atari game or whatever. Maybe I don't know if it was Atari. I think it was Atari. That was my funny joke. So the male ducks with then the curved penises that were more curved, that could fit in the vaginas better, would slowly like be the ones that were surviving and passing on their genes because they were the ones that were able to reproduce. So slowly it evolved to be more and more curved, so it was harder and harder for the male duck to rape a female duck and successfully inseminate her.
But long story short, ducks are the rudest animal. Well, I mean, other animals do that.
So you're telling me that a duck has a corkscrew penis, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in a pinch...
It's like a wine bottle.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like it's Wine Wednesday. It's Wine Wednesday in the dorm. We have all the bottles set up, and like we don't have a corkscrew, right? We go out,
but we do have a duck. We do have like a really horny duck that we can just use.
Well, here's my issue with that. If the corkscrew goes far enough in, right?
No, I don't.
It goes far enough in. The duck could spike the wine a little bit.
Oh my god, I really regret taking us in this direction so badly.
No, I mean,
what's
duck,
another
piss, wine?
Duck,
piss, wine? Come on, Jared. Duck, piss, wine. Duck, piss,
what's
wine.
another rude animal that's mean to itself? Snakes are mean to themselves.
Me, I'm very mean to myself. You know what, Jared? I was trying to do a bit about my own self-hatred, and I don't appreciate
You've got, like... Are fish mean?
Oh, yeah, there's some fish... I don't remember the exact names, but, like, some kinds of fish, like... eat their children, and that's like got to be kind of rude, right?
Well, we do that
if we're hungry enough.
Yeah,
Jared.
I mean, like
dogs do that.
No, we've talked about the evolutionarily adaptive value of cannibalism before. That you actually do find points in time where people will eat their kids, and it's predictable too. The circumstances.
Do you think your kid would taste good? Like, compared to the average kid?
What the fuck is that? Jesus,
like,
Jared.
compared to the average kid,
Compared to
right?
the average kid.
Do you think
you're way worse?
No, you don't know. It's like blind taste test. Do you think your child would
Is
be...
this like that thing, like...
That's a good question, because
Walmart brand versus the name brand child.
Jared, well, this is my Walmart kid, and also my...
Well, you're the name brand, obviously, and every other kid is Walmart brand.
This is my Walmart kid, and this is my Aiden
His
child.
name is Wall.
Here's the thing. First of all, the human bacteria content of the digestive tract is set when you're a child based on like what your mother eats while you're in the womb.
So if your mother eats only humans.
So that's why everyone's like expulsions of the anus smell different. Because they have different bacteria cultures and they're...
If you just said poop, that would have been way better than expulsions of the anus.
Well, I didn't want to just say
That's
poop,
like a fucking That's a World of Warcraft expansion. World of Warcraft expulsions of the anus now for like PS2.
It seems like maybe something that you might that might be on a diagnosis sheet. Like you might have gonorrhea if expulsion from anus. I don't know that those two things are related at all. But my thought, Jared, is if that's true, then the chemical makeup, I mean, there's always like the question of like pheromones or whatever in people's natural scent. And because smell is so much of taste, would cooked human flesh retain that smell in a way that would be noticeable to you? And would that smell be repulsive to you, or would that actually enhance the flavor experience?
There are two answers I could go. I could go for the really dark and depressing answer of how we actually know this.
Hear both.
Or just my goof answer.
I want to hear both.
Okay. Goof answer, right, is that it's likely that the bacteria, once it catches fire, will, like, spread the smell more, and that once you cook one human, the smell of human feces will infect the world like a sort of ash cloud, like a sort of...
So we're now assuming you're eating the whole ass kid, right?
No, you're eating the whole ass of the child.
Yes. So that's what we're doing.
Horrible.
Oh, wait till I get to the dark version.
Can we not even...
keep going, because... I do want to keep going, because then I have a funny goof that I want to do.
Alright, so the dark version, which is how we know this, is that according to most cannibals, the closest analog to human flesh cooked is pork, because it like has this sort of sweetish thing that like some people have. But like the smell is also very sickeningly sweet, and we know that because the Holocaust.
Well,
have fun with...
Oh, we never ended our It's the Economy Stupid segment.
This has all been the economy.
Welcome to the It's the Economy Stupid. Today, if you're walking around Auschwitz at the time it was operational,
you doesn't smell very good.
You're like, oh.
It's like
no, it's like I walked into Willy Wonka's paradise. No, it's Dachau.
You know, Bradley, that smile on your face makes you look like you're a kid in a concentration camp.
No, there's no land I know. And it's like there's an SS guard just, fuck, this is awful.
In a world of pure incineration.
Oh my god, this started with duck rape and it went downhill? How is it even possible?
Well, if you start with duck rape, it's a slippery slope.
You can only go...
You know, Bradley, if we let gays get married, that's a slippery slope to having married gay people.
Having married gay people. And
That's the problem with the slippery slope argument, right? Like, everything is a slippery slope.
Here's, if you start walking down a hill covered in ice, that's kind of a slippery slope right there. That could lead to...
Can I see, Jared? I want to see the meme.
The meme is me saying something awful.
You see, I run a quote of the day program.
Jared, can you send me that?
And it's going on my story.
Okay.
The quote of the day today, one of many, is this Willy Wonka's Wonderland? No, it's Dachau. Random strangers who go to my college will see this quote of the day.
That's not good.
Ideal.
Ideal.
You should put the podcast's name on there so they listen to it.
But I don't. The whole point is that there's no context. It's just out of nowhere. They see such wonderful quotes as
Valid.
Prince Albert is not a food item; he is a prince. See, only you, listeners, get to understand the special context.
I'm kind of hurt that I haven't been quoted for quote of the day yet today.
Well, you
Kinda hurt.
You
You know,
can't
I'm not-
beat. Is this? You just can't.
You
beat
know you
Bradley's
can't. I
voice.
know. The thing is, I'm not funny, and I understand that. Now, here's a funny joke that will not be as funny as what Bradley said. I would think maybe if your kid might taste pretty good in a blind taste test if you think about it, because they share DNA with the person you had the kid with, right? And if you're doing foreplay, right? I mean, while having the kid, you probably have had a taste of your partner, and maybe you enjoyed that in some sort of weird, perverted way. And
Bradley's deciding how he's going to attack this. You can see him think.
Well, I think he's trying to figure out if he can attack it, because the logic's pretty sound.
But don't bananas share 98% of the DNA with you? I'm thinking if it's the thing that's closest to you, you share a enormous amount of DNA with your kid. So what's the animal?
If she's if it's a woman and and you had a kid with her and she's tasted your banana, the kid's gonna have some DNA from that.
Wait, by this logic, doesn't that mean that the best tasting thing in the universe is gonna be yourself, your own flesh?
No, I'm not saying that this is science.
No.
I'm just saying
animals with the closest DNA to humans. I'm gonna Google this. Animal with the
It's a whale. It's a whale.
I've never eaten a chimpanzee. I've never eaten an orangutan, and I've never eaten a gorilla.
Okay,
I feel like that'd be an experience eating a gorilla, right?
A whole gorilla.
A whole ass gorilla. You just go to a small mom and pop diner and you order the gorilla.
Oh, I'd like a gorilla. It starts off the list with you got your apes. As we move down that, we get to an orangutan. Then after that, it's asking me what my IQ is. What is this website? Scientific American. I don't know what's happening on here. So what's the closest ancestor we eat? What looks the closest
My
to
dad.
humans?
Closest ancestor to humans.
I mean, I
So,
just said my life, the person that you had the kid with.
No, but what's an
That you-
animal we eat? That is
Humans.
the closest to humans. No,
I mean, I've met some humans who look shockingly similar
Okay,
to cows.
here's the thing. Diogenes would say it's the chicken.
Well, he's dumb.
No, I'm just saying the
Orangutans,
chicken is the
lemurs.
closest.
Okay, cats and then cows. So cows, cows.
Burgers
That's
are
right.
the tastiest meat in
We're
my
related
opinion.
to cows.
Steak is tasty
we have
as meat.
more genomes with these girls
cow.
that we
tasty
do
as beef.
with rodents. So we have pretty close genes with cows. We also have pretty close genes, but less close genes with bananas. So what I'm going to ask you right now: does banana or do cow taste better?
Cow tastes
Cow
better.
tastes
Cow
better.
tastes better. Which means the closer we get to humanity, the better it tastes.
So the closer you get in DNA to the thing that you're eating.
Yes.
So wait, hold this.
Welcome
eating
to our
yourself.
linear graph with 2 points on it that is completely and totally correct. We have banana taste lower than cow. So let's say we have a slip of 1. So
Wait, that's
and
a slippery slope, Brad.
It's
It's
a
people
pretty
who
slippery slope,
So
I
Jared,
think.
I think people who masturbate using autofellatio, if they can suck their own dick, right? They have
Don't
some
you have
ribs,
to have a rib
removed.
removed or something?
Yeah, you have some ribs
God, is
removed.
this Clerks?
But then the rib removed
Why
part.
are we?
Here's the thing: you have the ribs removed to autofillet, right? But then you turn one of those ribs into Eve, and then you have a partner. So This is good.
That's a good.
But
I like that.
This is a good idea. I think this might work.
Bradley is actively ripping out a rib as we speak.
Hey, can I get GF? Yeah, just remove rib.
Just remove rib. You can fillet yourself while the rib turns into her, and then she can finish you off. So we lost some audio here. I'm just cutting to the next bit. I hope you enjoy.
So I encourage everyone to text in their favorite Holocaust references of the.
It's not a joke. It's not. She's not making Holocaust jokes. She's making Holocaust references.
Yeah, no, it's sort of like you're you know that time where you're in around the town, your mom's like, "Hey, Jared, remember the Holocaust?" And you're like, "Yeah, thanks."
Well, what is a reference versus a joke exactly?
What's the deal with the Holocaust?
I think that's actually the fine line, because that's both, and that is like the dividing line. And on one side of that is a reference, and the other side of that is a joke.
Well, what is a reference versus what is a joke? Can you be like, in conversation, like, is it just a reference if it's not funny?
It's just referring to the Holocaust.
Can you be like, oh, we're in this candy store, and someone be like the Holocaust? And like, that's not, is that funny? Or is it just a reference?
It depends on, I think it depends on the delivery and the intent, right?
No, it depends delivery, intent, and the person saying it, right?
I
So, like, alright, hold up. So, if we were at a candy shop and out of nowhere, like, Bradley and I are in a candy shop, and just out of nowhere, like, in the darkest tones, Mr. Haskett just says, the Holocaust. Like, I just burst out laughing, right?
That's not really a joke, though. That's just you laughing at Mr. Haskett.
But is it like a reference if someone like says a line from something, like, there aren't like any like really iconic...
Kids, that's Juden! You know?
That's
a reference.
It's kind of like there's like a white supremacist.
That's my favorite line from the Holocaust.
Yells that in... And there's another white supremacist looks over like with his like lifts up his white hat and he's like, oh, good Holocaust reference.
Yeah, solid pick. Solid.
That's
pick.
pretty good. Oh, I really like that armband you got there.
It's a great reference.
It's a really good Holocaust reference that you had. Or maybe like
it's like a swastika and repeated. Is that like a Holocaust reference? This is so dumb.
I don't think it's dumb. I think it's a good question.
What is the difference between reference and joke? Because
a reference is just when you okay. So if we look at academic text, a reference is when you refer to something. You refer to something else to add to your own argument, or even just what you're saying, even if it's not an argument.
Wait, hold up. Do you have any unacademic texts?
Unacademic text.
Yeah, the bell curve is right up there.
Shots fucking fired!
Bradley's gonna do an audiobook of the bell curve. Oh, he is gonna read the bell curve. So this is the guys. Let me do an introduction really quick. So I'm gonna just do an introduction. This is Audible. Up next, you're going to hear...
Up next, this is Audible. This version of the bell curve is read by Bradley Berklich.
No, but I have
Produced by Neil Gaiman. Written by Richard J. Herdenstein and Charles Murray. The bell curve. Intelligence and class life and structure in America life. And class and structure in America. The picture is depressing. But as we look back to idealized America in the earlier part of the century, we can catch sight of American school children who on average would have done better on such measures as the youngsters of today. A growing number of educational researchers are arguing the answer is no. According to every longitudinal measure that we are able to find, there is no evidence that the preparation of the American youth is worse in the 1990s than it has ever been. So that's just saying America's getting stupider.
Brad, come sit down because I got a problem I want to deal with.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Come sit down. So here's my problem. My school, for my comedy class, we went to an improv show at the Annoyance Theater. It was pretty good.
That sounds perfect for you.
It was, wow, Jared, that's very funny. It was a cast of 6 minority women and then 1 white person who they respect in the community, and that white person role rotates every week. And it's called Matt Damon Improv, and it was created in response to the time Matt Damon mansplained a black woman about how it's not important to have representation behind the screen if there are diverse actors on screen.
Is that mansplained or is it like white-splained?
Both. The phrase was mansplained because that was the phrase they used when they were describing it, and I'm not going to change their words and their intent to the show. I thought the show was really good, but, I was thinking about it, and I thought it was really unfair, because I'm like, if I auditioned for this, I would never get to be any of the minority women on stage. They would never give me one of those parts. Here's the other thing it's very important. The white person on stage in Matt Damon Improv is only allowed to say words that were said by the other women on stage beforehand. So it really emphasizes the importance of the person on stage listening to the minorities, right? Which I think is really cool. But again, I don't think they would ever let me be one of the minority women. So I was thinking, in response to this completely unfair hiring practices that they have at the Annoyance Theater, we make an improv group of 6 white guys, and then every week we bring on one minority woman.
I think maybe whatever words the white guys say, the woman can't.
You need to sue under the Civil Rights Act.
So hear me out.
I know.
This is traditional Hollywood.
Okay.
How about you just get the 6 white men on stage, and then
You give them all
you just don't have a black woman.
I like this a lot.
This is revolutionary. Hollywood has never done this before.
Well,
although we could have a white man wear this little name tag that says "I am black."
and then another one has a name tag that says "I am Jeeves," and together they make Black Jeeves.
Oh, very
I
funny.
hate this so. This has just been an awful, offensive episode. If you don't, if this is your first episode with this, we're usually almost never like this.
Like what? No, this is this is a real issue, Bradley. The fact that they will not let us white men audition and achieve the roles of the minority women in Matt Damon improv, I think is really...
No, wait. Why instead of forming your own comedy troupe, why don't we storm the stage? We put on some costumes so like they don't know it's us.
Hey, Dad. Who you brought Pringles?
So we storm the stage and then we have just Bradley read the bell curve.
I think that's very good. I was thinking too, if we don't take that approach and we do the group of six white men, can we call it Second City?
We could call it. I think that's good. And then maybe Tina Fey, but maybe not.
No.
You maybe know Tina Fey.
Hold up.
We take brief break.
For Chip.
Yeah, chip break.
I don't want chip. And those are
But
not
we
chips,
are-
they're crisps, motherfucker.
Oh, look at me, I'm British.
We are very
It's not British, Jared.
Oh, I didn't date a girl in Britain for a lot of, and then I did also. That was a different one. I forgot about the first one, and now I know everything about British.
Worst college advice.
Worst college.
That's from Keegan on Facebook. Thank you, Keegan, as always.
So Keegan, you are actually actively applying to colleges.
You sure are. So
you
here's some stuff you shouldn't do. First of all, Jared, go. You were going to do one.
Here, let's do serious college advice first, and then let's do
serious worst college advice.
Yeah, but let's do like serious college advice, and then funny worst college advice.
Wait, so serious advice that you should or should not do?
Should do.
Okay, should
Or also should and should not.
worst college advice, like things you should not do, right? Do not just stay in your room and not talk to people. Like everyone else is like, it's a new boat. Everyone is like doesn't know people, so it's socially like a completely new thing. You should go out there and figure out like how the social scene at your college works, right? In my college, it's very club centered, so like try out different clubs, figure shit out, and like find your groups. I don't know. Some places it's very frat and sorority centered. Then Russia frat, whatever. Bradley and Aiden.
Now, Aiden, with a horrible piece of college advice to counter Jared's good
I was going to do a good piece of college advice
Here,
related to
then
Jared's thing.
I'll do a horrible piece of college
you do.
advice.
Yeah, no.
You do a good piece of college
Then
advice.
I'll do a bad one.
And we will
Yeah.
rotate
Okay,
significantly.
If you're not paying attention, you're going to be very confused or very fucked.
You don't need to bring things, honestly. If you just show up with basically the clothes on your back, people will be very kind to you. They'll just give you shit, honestly. I stole my toothbrush from the same guy for the past 3 weeks, and he was unhappy, and then I coated his toothbrush with Vaseline, and he threw it out, and I picked it out of the trash can. Now it's my toothbrush.
So bring
Thank you,
Vaseline.
Conrad Christensen.
Put some jelly on it.
Bring Vaseline.
Aiden,
Do bring Vaseline. That has
your
a
advice?
number of uses. My good advice is when you first get to college, everyone wants to make friends just as much as you do. So you might be worried, like, hey, I'm not going to be cool or whatever, and people are going to already have their group. No, literally everyone wants social interaction so bad when you first go to college. And what's cool is every year the freshmen come in and they're going to have that same thing. So every year you have that new group of people that will really appreciate having someone older than them reach out. So I have like a lot of friends that I made very, very quickly that I don't necessarily talk to everyone that I talked to at the start of the year. And I had like a friend group that I thought was like some people that I was going to be like really tight with. And then like they became just friends of mine and I found a different group and that might happen. But like everybody wants to be your friend because no one doesn't want friends. So use that to aid your confidence and people like you more if you're confident. So just approach people like they want you to approach them. And you'll do great. Jared, with a horrible piece of college advice.
Okay, so here's a fun fact about college. You can't gain weight in college. Like, it's physically impossible, right? So at the all-you-can-eat dining cafeteria, you should really push that to its absolute physical limit. 17 plates per person is
Jared,
not uncommon.
how much can you eat?
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I can eat it all. Like, I one time went to the
So
Sadler's.
it's all you can eat, and I can eat all of it.
Yes, I can eat it all. Also, money is not an object when it comes to food. You should spend all your money on food. I have spent too much money on Wawa club sandwiches. For those of you who know what Wawa is, it's wonderful.
I thought you were talking about water for a second, and then I remembered Wawa's the name of a restaurant in Jaredstown, but Wawa.
No, it's
Jared
not
was
a
like, I spent so
restaurant.
much money on water bottles.
Wawa.
Wawa is like...
I want my Wawa.
It is not a restaurant, right? That restaurant gives it too much credit.
Wawa is an
It
experience.
is an upscale 7-Eleven, is what it is.
Wawa is more of a concept, like an ephemeral idea, than a restaurant.
When I'm suggesting it to people, yes.
Wawa, but there is no Wawa there. Wawa simply
Okay, hold on.
does not.
Wait, guys,
exist.
I gotta mention that the fact that water in Wawa is free, and it is called Wawater, or Wagwa, or Wawa Water.
Wagwa.
Wawa is very good.
I call it Wawater.
Bradley,
Yes.
with a serious piece of college advice.
My serious piece is college. Don't overburden yourself in like the first semester.
Oops, yeah, I did that too, huh?
Even I didn't really do that. I intentionally didn't do that, but I saw people who did, and they're having to use their mulligan, which is the thing you do when you just are like that class didn't count, and there's a whole bunch of signatures are required for it, but you only get one, so it's kind of scary. So make sure you like pace yourself, even if you were like an all-star student in high school. I was by no means like top of the fucking pack
You actually
in high
won
school.
the student race, where you have to be the best student and run.
Yes.
You just have to be the fastest student.
Who's that tall guy that was like our semi-valedictorian or whatever?
Drew
the one?
Arnson?
Yeah, Drew Arnson could win that, whatever that is, the composite run fast and be good at student. But like, pace yourself. I wasn't an all-star, so I took it slow, but like, I know people who were like really good at high school and they're in college now, and they're like, I'm dying because I didn't understand how much work was required for this. I just didn't grasp the concept before. Make sure to pace yourself. Understand what you're getting into before you're getting into it. Maybe don't take intensive elementary Greek. You've never been good at foreign language.
Yeah, maybe not. In response to what Bradley just said, and then I'll do my terrible piece of college advice. I did make the mistake of overburdening myself, which Bradley clearly avoided, even though I intentionally showed up at school and said, I'm not going to join anything because I'm already working off campus and taking a bunch of classes, right? I'm like, I'm not going to join anything my first semester because that's what everyone says. They say either do one club or one job, not both. And then I ended up doing like a bunch of things and try and be social all the time, which I have to do or I'll die because I'm like a serial extrovert, and also having my classes. And it was really great for the first like 2 weeks. And then, and up until this last week or two, I have not been functioning properly. So, because I had all that, I had my podcast, right, that y'all are listening to right now. I was in choir. I dropped choir halfway through the semester because it was kicking my ass. Because it was like one more thing in the middle of the week that I did not have time for. I will actually leave. I'm going to use something I'm stealing from Ray Warner. In college, you can have a social life, an academic life, and an extracurricular life, and you can only have 2 of those 3 things.
Just to jump on the good advice bandwagon here, disagree in that if you merge your social life with your extracurricular life, it is possible.
Yes, but that's like that's still kind of like an extracurricular life, I would say.
But like, if
And
you
maybe
make your circle of friends through the extracurricular group, it's still...
You don't need to hang out with people outside of that.
No, you don't. But that's like, again, I would consider that an extracurricular, just an extension of extracurriculars. Whereas my social group is not tied to anything. It's just a social
They're
group.
running free. Free-range Aiden friends.
Yeah, free-range Aiden friends. You can get them $5. By free-range, of course, I do mean they have a 25-square-foot cube of grass. Yeah, they're grass-fed.
Yeah.
They have 25 square feet behind the pen that they can just walk around in.
Are they
outside.
organic or fake?
Yes. They're made with
Aiden has a
artificial
bunch
eggs.
of fake friends, but they're all organic.
That was pretty good, but except, Bradley, you know me well enough to know I don't form friendships like that.
He doesn't... I thought you were just going to say, I don't form friendships.
I don't form friendships.
You know me well enough to know I don't have friends.
Yeah, fuck you, Brad.
Right, Aiden?
Get the fuck out of my basement. My bad college
that's
advice?
good, yeah.
No, I was just responding to what Bradley said, and giving it credence. Bad college advice. I don't know. It's hard, because, like, I
You
feel
wanna be
like
helpful.
I really want to be helpful, but
But you can be helpful by giving college advice so bad it turns out to be good.
it goes back around.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you're going to want to do. I guess my first question for you, listener, how much money do you have? Good. Okay, you got that figured out? Now, like 1 gram of weed doesn't cost all that much. So just figure out how much that costs. Jared, how much is a gram of weed?
I'm not.
You can tell I'm very experienced with this.
Yeah, you can tell Jared is the person you go to for the price of weed.
Jared is the
I'm
person
just checking this. I'm just checking the stock price
the
of
weed facts
Sure,
with
Google
Jared.
Weed
No,
market.
I'm just gonna Google the average price. Wait, hey Jeeves. Hey.
Jeeves.
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 Is that me?
Yes.
Jeeves.
Yeah.
How much is the price
Hello.
of a gram of weed?
Calculating. What is your income?
It's a
Prefer not
sliding
to-
scale that does the prices on a sliding scale based on need, like financial aid.
Weed welfare.
Need for weed.
Please state your income.
Honestly, Jared, weed welfare is basically just medical marijuana.
Please state your income.
$7.
$7
7.
per month.
No, like like $200 a month. Let's say.
$200 a month. Calculating. You have qualified for marijuana welfare. Go to the post office and collect your weed at a discounted rate. Question 2. Are you wearing Doc Martens?
No.
You have lost weed privileges.
No. Was that a joke about white people?
Yes.
I liked
Hey
it.
Jeeves. Hey Jeeves.
Hey, Jeeves.
Yes.
Do you want to take us out?
Yeah, sure. I'll take you out. Jared and Aiden Kinsella. You're married now. What was your favorite idea of the episode? I didn't use a comma in that one.
I know. I see.
Okay.
I got it. It was good.
Thank you. Jared.
The best idea is the one that just came out, which is the Weed Welfare Automated Service Helpline.
Just dial 420, 420, 420. 9. Not enough room for the 6. All right.
Wouldn't the 6 come first?
Not enough room. Aiden, what's your favorite idea of the episode?
I really like the idea where instead of doing the housekeeping first, we're doing the favorite idea of the episode first on this one.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was a good idea.
Thank you.
I would say my favorite idea of the episode, if I remembered any of it, was what happened? What did we just do?
Every time we do a good idea, it's always like we come out of the other side like you've exited Narnia. And
Yeah,
It's like we dropped in through the Alice in Wonderland tunnel portal.
Oh, I cannot remember what I did, but I have a wondrous time. There was a Mad Hatter and a man with a hookah.
Both of them were the same person.
It was the same guy. He was just a dealer.
Bradley, what was your favorite idea of the episode?
I knew a woman who was Portuguese once. That's my pick of the week. All right, on to housekeeping.
What?
Wait, what? We don't get picks of the week.
Bradley,
No, it was my favorite idea of the episode. That was my favorite idea of the episode. Housekeeping. Our Facebook group.
Bradley, what was your favorite idea of the episode,
Is
Bradley?
the woman I knew that was Portuguese.
No, Bradley.
Hey
what was-
Jeeves.
It's in the episode. It can be my favorite idea of the episode.
Hey Jeeves.
Yeah.
Jeeves.
What's up? All right, housekeeping, and we have another bit after this, so don't go away. Don't touch that dial.
Don't touch
Because your phone doesn't.
Oh shit!
Put it
They
down,
touched
put it
the
down.
dial. Fuck!
Put it down.
You guys, their phones don't even have dials. It's dumb. They can't touch it. There's no dial.
No. They got the hands on the job. Put down the gun. Put down the gun. Okay.
Jared, you can't do gun bits every time you're on this show.
No. I literally
We do.
can. I literally can though.
No, Bradley, we do knife bits. There's a difference.
Yes. If you like the show, we literally operate out of a basement and dorm rooms. Please share it.
So,
we
yeah.
do not have money.
The-
It helps us so much.
I
if
will
you just
say,
share it.
some of you listening to it now, you may have found our show through an advertisement that I did put on Instagram. Now, I know we always say we have no advertising budget. We don't. That was me paying out of pocket because I was feeling impulsive. And
That's a lie. Aiden called me first and was like, I want to put an ad on Instagram. And I'm like, go for it.
yeah, but that was impulsive.
Oh, that was an impulse buy then. I
That
just
was
enabled
an impulse. You just enabled my impulse buy. Because but just so we're clear, that's not like in our budget. That was Aiden's pasta money.
This is for you, listeners. But please share it. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for listening. And if you want to continue listening, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, and Libsyn. Thank you very much. Now, Jared.
Okay, so there's this great Bowling for Soup song called Ohio Come Back to Texas. Now, you have to understand that not only is it a good song in its own right, but it has this great call and response thing, right? Where someone will yell, there's nothing wrong with Ohio, and then you can respond, except the cold and the rain. Except when I'm tired, I say wind in the rain, and I'm conditioning people to also do this. So listen to the song, and then also yell the wind in the rain.
Very compelling. Hey,
My pick of the week. On Netflix, there is a comedy special called Latin History for Morons, starring John Leguizamo, who wrote the special. It is like an hour and a half long, amazingly story told. Like, the acting is good, the physical work is good, the delivery is good. It's heartfelt, but it's also like super funny. Like, recount of Latin American history that is not told in modern U.S. history textbooks. And it was extremely enlightening, extremely emotional, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm getting like emotional thinking about it right now. So if you have a chance, it's like an hour and a half long, but I think if you have the time, you should check it out.
all right, heck yeah. My
How about
pick
you,
of the
Brad?
week was I finally got around to watching The Good Place on Netflix this season 2, and I liked that. I thought it was good. I thought Ted Danson was good. Also,
I love Ted Danson.
Ted Danson was in Cheers, and nobody told me. I watched Cheers forever. I just didn't know that was Ted Danson, because I always think of him as the guy in Fargo and also The Good Place. So, he's a very versatile actor. High five over the internet for Ted Danson. Hell yeah.
Go Ted.
Go Ted. That was a good idea. Do you eat your banana with no, I've done this one before. I've definitely mentioned this one. I've talked about it too. With my own words. That was a good idea. What's the deal with modern art? Jerry Seinfeld reference, I thought you'd get it because you're from New York. We're done here.